You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real as Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible.
No charcoal grills are allowed.
I'm white. I got you, bro.
Illegally selling water without a permit
on my property.
Whoa! Hey!
Give me your ID.
You don't live here.
I'm uncomfortable.
I have another crazy-ass white person, and this is from a really crazy-ass white person. You people remember him from Silver Spoon, Ricky Schroder. Over the weekend, he verbally attacked a Costco employee. Then little Ricky decided to do a video where he apologized to the Costco employee. But then he tried to comment on stuff dealing with black people. Now, y'all remember Ricky Schroder helped pay the bail for Kyle Rittenhouse. Yep. Ricky Schroder, who's a huge Donald Trump supporter. If you want to know what this neo-Nazi thinks, listen to what this fool had to say about America and comparing America to Rhodesia. And if anybody speaks of Rhodesia, that was when the white folks ran what is now Zimbabwe. Listen to this. Sitting there, because I'm still confused by what the hell Ricky was talking about. Let's see here. Here we go. Do you guys hear now? Okay. Not sure. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna change my audio output. This is, and I'm gonna go ahead and say it. If y'all want to see what a white nationalist looks like, that's this guy who a lot of people used to follow in Hollywood. And y'all, and when I say it got strange, it got real strange because then this fool started talking about Candace Owens, and he started talking about, I mean, he like went real cray cray. And so I'm not quite sure what his issues are. Guys, let me know if you're hearing it now. Okay, we're having some issues here, so let me sort of, I'm gonna switch this here. I'm gonna go to my iPad here, so, and when we talk about Rhodesia, y'all gotta remember Dylan Roof? Remember, he was wearing a patch of the Rhodesian government when he was busted. And so these white supremacists in this country, they keep invoking Rhodesia. And when you start invoking Rhodesia, hell, you might as well just invoke South Africa and their racist regime as well. And that's what we're seeing. And, I keep telling people, my book come out next year, White Fear. And I just keep telling people, and they think I'm crazy. And I'm going, no, you got white people in this country who seriously are thinking that the country's going to hell in a handbasket because they cannot handle not being in control. And so some of the crazy talk that they have been stating. First of all, here's Ricky Schroder talking about, here is Ricky Schroder, y'all. Y'all gonna really love this one. He's talking about how America was safer in the 80s. Okay, listen to this.
And so let's go back to that. Remember the 80s? It was safer. Obviously, not in the crack-filled streets in the inner cities. So that was, we got to kill all the drug dealers. And I don't mean the guys selling on the streets. I mean the big drug dealers. It is ravaging our country from the inside. And the black community has been abused by it for it being allowed into anywhere in this country. And it's our responsibility, it's your responsibility as leaders to stop that from coming, that poison from coming into our streets. And you're not doing it. You're failing. And you're failing the people. So Black community, we hear you. We know your despair. And we want to work together as Americans, all of us, to find a way out of this together. Anyway, I think my battery's dying. Everybody take care of each other. Until next time.
Actually, I would dare say, Ricky, I would say your brain is dying. And so listen to this one.
The concepts of socialism and they bind people. They don't let them grow up. They don't let them lift up. They don't let them upward mobility. They keep people down. And so please don't be used. Don't be used by a Marxist movement trying to start a revolution, because it won't bring better. It will bring more despair. The concepts of socialism and
now the hits keep on coming. The hits keep on coming. Julian, you're gonna really love this one. Check this fool out.
I wanted to talk to the Black community, I guess, at the end. That's in poverty and that's in despair. We hear you. And what I'd like to say is that you have other Black leaders that followed the Booker T. Washington thoughts. Candace Owens, Thomas Sowell, David Harris, Officer Tatum. That other officer is so great. He's actually a cop in uniform. Anyway, so you have great leaders that see it differently. Can you at least possibly consider not following the leaders that have led you to
5
the
seconds.
situation you're in today?
So he would like for Black people to follow Candace Owens and David Harris. Okay. Here's that one he was talking about Rhodesia. This is why you should not take any advice from a white supremacist. Final one.
Country that was once a thriving breadbasket of Southern Africa, and then destroyed and became a place where whites live in fear. The fourth, fifth generation white farmers that have been there since the 1700s, run out or killed. And the country fell, and Mugabe took over and came to Zimbabwe. They used racial tension to create that disaster. I feel like that's what's happening here. I feel like they're stoking racial tension to try to create the same events here. And it's sinister and it's evil. If you look at Rhodesia, a country that was once a thriving breadbasket of Southern Africa.
Okay, Julian, here's why that's so laughable. He laments the racial strife in Zimbabwe, but he just completely ignores the apartheid where the white folks control the country and rule the nation with an iron fist. But then blames racial strife on Mugabe in Zimbabwe. First of all, Mugabe is dead. There are many people who have been highly critical of Mugabe's reign in Zimbabwe, in that he behaved like the white folks did before him, oppressing his own people. But I don't recall things being so peachy and lovely for Black people under white rule in Rhodesia, now Zimbabwe.
No, in fact, the reason why land was taken from those white farmers is because there were Black folks on that land at the beginning, and they took it from them. Passed a bunch of laws that made it impossible for people to own. And so if he wants to, but this guy probably clearly doesn't read anything and doesn't know anything. And I mean, I wouldn't follow Candace Owens to the corner. Just wouldn't do it. And so this is absurd. It just shows a total lack of historical knowledge, but it's also, he's a provocateur. That's what he is. He's talking smack, and he thinks that people are going to pay attention to him. And most Black people will not. Now, Candace Owens, of course, probably has a, grin for half a day when she heard that. Oh, gee, somebody thinks I'm a leader. No, she's not. She just, Tom Messina. That's all we can say is Thomasina. And it's not because we disagree with her, it's because it's the way that she does Mr. Bojangles for the white folks and the opportunity that she gets. So this guy, I mean, everything you played, Roland, we could just spend like another 10 minutes cracking up because that literally all of his nonsense is utterly laughable. And the other thing he's forgotten is that Black people are 13% of the population here. We were 90% of the population in Zimbabwe. You have the minority taking from the majority through apartheid and through basically cricket laws. Now, the likelihood of us taking from the majority is very, very low. We are the minority and we know it. And we've been oppressed as a minority.
The thing that I found to be really hilarious there, Avis, he said, oh, these white farmers, they've been there since the 1700s. No.
How long have Black people been there?
Rhodesia was created in 1965.
I mean, just give me a second to be petty. Can I have a second?
Sure, go ahead. Okay,
that's Ricky Schroder. He was a child star. He has aged like white milk. My God, if you didn't tell me who that was, I would have had no clue. Jesus Christ, how old is he? Jesus. Okay, that's my petty. I just had to get my petty out of the way before I said something substantial. But I will say that, obviously, as Dr. Malvo pointed out, him and actual facts, don't know each other. And I threw up a little bit in my mouth when he mentioned Booker T. Washington and Candace Owens in the same sentence. It is absolutely disgusting. What can I say? He looked like aged white milk, and he makes no sense. That's my reaction.
The thing that I find is so hilarious about these white supremacists like Ricky Schroder, Teresa, is I love it how he thinks he can talk to Black people and say, y'all haven't been doing your job when it comes to drugs in these communities. And then you need to be following other Black leaders like David Harris and Thomas Sowell and Candace Owens and Brandon Tatum. No, we reject those idiots. Because when they align with themselves with white supremacists, yeah, we're good. We'll pass. Please move along.
I thought it was interesting that he started one of the clips out saying that he wants to, get rid of the top drug dealers, but not the ones that are on the corners. So essentially, just the ones, I guess, the what do you call it? The boss, the whoever runs the
cartel leaders. But he also acts as if the drug issue in America is with Black people. The problem with drugs in America ain't Black people, it's white people.
Bringing it to Black neighborhoods. And
no, but it's white people using.
Oh yeah, the rising use of drugs has been white people. But even more than that, if you want to talk about drug use, let's talk about pharma. Let's talk about American pharmacies and the manufacture of opioids. And then basically pushing them through communities, mostly white communities, praise the Lord. Not that I wish anybody addiction, but if someone's going to be addicted, I hope it's not Black people. But in any case, just no structural knowledge of markets. And to lift up Thomas Sowell, Mr. Anti-Affirmative Action, who mercifully has faded away, but to mention Sowell in terms of leadership is really laughable.
But the thing here, again, I think, and what we have to understand, and this really is important, Teresa, is that you have these folks, you have the likes of Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens and others who are being elevated by these white supremacists, by these neo-Nazis, by these folks. And I'm sitting there going, they don't like you fools either.
All you need when you're absolutely right. But anytime, a Candace Owens or Brandon Tatum has at least 5 Black friends, that's just enough for the white population white conservative-based population to highlight their stance into their world. When they found someone that is willing to conform with some of their morals and some of their beliefs and is able to rationalize the smallest of interim into Black culture, of which they obviously has lost their way because there is some critical issues. But again, when we take education and history out of Black public school systems, this is what we get.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.